a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. I'm lost, I'm shaking. Yeah, umafinyelela, kalaza. Ngizaloko, ngizama, keep the faith. Gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose.
Well, healthcare workers who are on the front line of the pandemic continue to put their lives at risk to save the lives of others. Now, Grammy Award-winning flautist Wouter Kellerman and Soweto-based Mzansi Youth Choir have put together a video that's befitting of the spirit and the character of those frontline workers. And you just watch there and listen to the climb. And the song depicts the danger and the steep climb that these superheroes face on a daily basis, knowing that as they save others' lives, they may become infected themselves. And that is, of course, something that they are willing to do. They are even aware of the fact that this may lead to their own death. Wouter Kellerman joins us now to tell us more about this collaboration. Wouter, so good to see you again. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to see you again.
So you've collaborated with various artist choirs over time, and we remember the shape of you with the Mzansi Youth Choir that took them to America's Got Talent, and did this song with the choir. How exactly did this come about, firstly, Wouter?
Well, actually, I've worked with the Mzansi Youth Choir before. We did some corporate functions together, and I really loved their musicianship and their spirit and energy. So we've been wanting to record together before, but we just haven't got around to it because, with my travel schedule and their program, it was really difficult to find a spot where we could both fit in. And then with the lockdown, in a way, it was an ideal opportunity for us to be creative because we were home and we had the time to do it. So we used the lockdown as as an opportunity to create this for the medical workers.
And why is it so important for you to honor healthcare workers specifically?
My sister is a doctor. She works in the public service, and I see firsthand the kind of sacrifices that they make, and they put their lives at risk. And not only do they have the risk of exposing themselves to the virus, but the kind of hours that they put in is also very challenging to their health. So it's just something that I'm very grateful for, and I just wanted to do a shout out to them.
And as you say, this lockdown has been so difficult on so many of us, if not all. How did you manage to put the video together during the lockdown, Wouter?
Yes, that was really challenging because the choristers had to record themselves on their phones at home. And then we had all of this footage that we had to somehow fit in and make look good. And we were very lucky that people like Tessa Ford came to our rescue and volunteered to edit the video. And we got all the footage of the medical workers from people who donated it. And people just got together for the cause, and I'm very grateful for all the help that we received, and finally we were able to put it together.
And I would imagine you would have spoken to some of the choristers there. How many takes on average did they have to do?
It was tricky because Alfred, the choreographer, had to send them the choreography, a video of it, and they had to practice it at home, and then they had to all get it together. And it took us much longer than we thought, but finally we made it happen, and we're very happy with it.
I must tell you, it looks fantastic. It sounds wonderful, but how long did it take altogether?
It took about 2 months. At first took quite a while to make the sound recording, and we worked with Bill Hare. He's a California-based mixing engineer, one of the top engineers in the world to really put the sound, an international quality stamp to the sound. And then the video was then an additional talent. So it was about 2 full months. And we finally put it on YouTube, Facebook, and put it out there for the health records.
So this lockdown has been so hard on all of us, Wouter. And, you know, looking at some of the interviews we covered this morning, it's been so depressing, talking about retrenchments, talking about the increase in food prices. But you've had some good news during this time. Your album, In a Different Light, recently receiving 5 nominations at the Independent Music Awards in New York. That must have lifted your spirits at least.
Yes, that was really good news. That was very much needed because, you know, our musicians, for us, it has been a devastating time because we make most of our income through live performances. So this news was really special to me. The Independent Music Awards is a very important awards to me because they give the awards out based on craftsmanship rather than popularity. And I'm a very proud member of the independent music community. So that was really, that did lift the spirits, very much needed.
And then you say, Wouter, you know, these times have been very difficult for everybody, but your industry as well, and particularly hard hit because you cannot gather, you cannot have concerts and the like. So on a personal note, how have you dealt with the lockdown?
Yes, it has been very challenging because, you know, we as musicians model we have been modeling our future on live performances because we don't make that much money from selling CDs anymore. So it's very challenging that there's no money coming in, and it doesn't look like there will be in the foreseeable future because probably big events will be the last thing that opens. So, but it's also an opportunity to be creative. And so I've really enjoyed actually being home, not traveling that much. So in a way, it's been a special time and it's been an opportunity to create the music that I've been waiting to find the time for.
And as you say, it's been a blessing in disguise in some ways, but in terms of when eventually we do get back to some form of new normal, what will Wouter Kellerman be doing? How will you be getting back?
Well, I actually decided not to travel that much anymore because now I've realized how much I'm missing out by being on the road all the time. So I'm really looking forward to performing again, but I plan to stay home a little bit more and I think contain my traveling schedule because I've now realized how special it is not to be jet lagged all the time.
And then just Wouter, for people who have seen this video now for the first time perhaps and they've heard the music, where can they find the video of The Climb?
YouTube is a good place. You can just search for Wouter Kellerman or Mzansi Youth Choir or The Climb and one of our names. Or you can find it on Facebook on any of our Facebook pages. It's also the songs available on Spotify and all the other places where you might find music. Thank you.
Wouter, great chatting to you as always. Thank you so much, Grammy Award-winning flautist Wouter Kellerman, and talking to us about his music video, The Climb, and also how he's been coping with this lockdown. And The Climb, of course, a tribute to all healthcare workers, especially those on the local front lines. Right, with that, let's just take a